Rolling.
What's up? You're watching Cheap Seats. I'm Riley. That's great. And then today we're doing our predictions for Super Wild Card Weekend. It's only 6 games.
Super Wild Card Weekend. It's only 6 games.
Well, yeah.
6 of the greatest games ever.
Well, yeah, it's going to be awesome, but I'm just saying for predictions, you're used to seeing us predict like 14 to 16 games.
Yeah, we got to drag this one out a little bit.
Well,
man.
yeah,
Build
we're going to talk
suspense.
a lot about each game.
Yeah.
Cheap Seats is our football channel where we talk about NFL football. If this is the first one that you've ever seen, this is not our, it's not our main gig. We talk about music on one of the channels and we do like fun games on the other ones. This one's all about football, as you can see by this logo right here, which is a football.
It almost looks like one of those OG Nerf balls.
Yeah, kinda.
Those
I want to
cool
make
ones.
I want to make a custom Cheap Seats football for merch for next year. But for now, on Copes.shop, you can get jerseys,
Yes.
football jerseys that say Cheap Seats on the front and Hivemind on the back.
I used to eat the Nerf footballs.
Well, yeah, you are the exact type of guy who would do that.
They look so biteable.
Yeah. I wouldn't play with one that didn't have a bite out of it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's get into tomorrow's first game, first one on the slate. Chargers at Texans. The Texans won their division and stumbled into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely not looking like a threat whatsoever. And the Chargers had one heck of a year with Jim Harbaugh at the helm.
And QJ, as I'm going to call him, because I always mispronounce Quinton
Johnston.
Johnston.
Johnston?
Yeah, he had like the quietest 185 of last week.
And Quinta Brunson, what a year in comedy.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge.
A great
I was
year
going to
for
say
her.
the same thing.
Yeah, totally.
Here's the funny thing. The Texans opened the season, I think, at 16-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They are currently 100-1.
Yeah.
And they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, totally.
You'd think their odds would be
And home
like,
field advantage.
Yeah. Literally 100-1 right now to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, they got decimated, especially in their wide receiver room. First it was Stephon Diggs, which everybody thought would really make them one of the best wide receiver rooms in the entire NFL. He went out with an injury, and then Tank Dell went out with a gruesome injury a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now it's just looking like Nico Collins and CJ Stroud has been struggling behind a bad O-line.
Yep.
Whereas the Chargers have the best defense in the entire NFL, and Justin Herbert absolutely slinging that thing when he has to.
Yeah, the Chargers are a little banged up on the O-line, and they might miss, I think it's a right guard this week, or like a right tackle.
Joe Alt's in, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the Texans have great edge rushers, too.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
they've been great on defense.
If there is that hole there and Will Anderson has a chance to put some pressure on him, I think that's the Texans' one route to victory is their defense just plays ridiculous, and they get to
Danielle
Herbert.
Hunter gets to him.
They get to Herbert a bunch and can maybe force a pick. If you can give CJ a short field with a healthy Joe Mixon, I know Joe's been bad for the last couple weeks, genuinely. I don't think he's rushed for more than 65 yards since week 11 or something. And he's fired up. He had some bulletin board material that came out today. He was just said some shit that's going to probably fire the Chargers up, but maybe fire the Texans up too. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that the Chargers win. I think there is a route to victory for the Texans, but I have a hard time picking them. Yeah. For sure. Especially with, if Herbert's going to get other guys to step up that aren't McConkey.
It's okay with pronunciation.
I'm just going to do
just say Ladd.
Ladd.
That's easy.
I'll just do Ladd.
Yeah.
If Ladd and QJ and Disley can step up, I don't know. I'm going Chargers here pretty easily. I think this spread should be a little bigger too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially if they can establish the run at the beginning, J.K. Dobbins gets going, and then it's going to be easy because I think Justin Herbert has proven it's always felt a little bit like wasted talent with him. Yeah. Because they've never been able to mount. They haven't even been. He doesn't have a playoff win under his belt yet. Justin Herbert doesn't.
He's in year 6,
year 5 or 6. Yeah. But I mean, he's obviously got great arm talent, and this year he was able to really show it and kind of solidified himself as that number 5 QB in the entire NFL. And so I think once he's able to show that, especially against this, like I said, stout defense, but at the same time, I don't think that they're going to be able to keep up. I don't think the Texans are going to be able to keep up with the Chargers. And I think they just have a lot of momentum going in. To me, they're the sleeper team in the AFC. I will love to see them go against divisional rival, the Chiefs, in the second round. Yeah. I think that would be great. So
Harbaugh pantses Andy Reid.
I don't think he's going to do that. He's not that type of guy. Yeah.
He remembers the day he was born, though.
Yeah, he remembers the womb.
Yeah.
He said that. Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, totally. He did have a pants problem earlier in the year, though. He pooped his pants, I guess.
I think he did.
He went in the blue medical tent, and they got him new pants, new pleats.
Can you imagine being like the team doctor and you have to like change Jim Harbaugh's diaper?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the job. I think they're used to that.
He's like,
yeah, Sirianni gets his diaper changed at halftime every time.
That's true.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, Ladd McConkey, and the Chargers to get the win over C.J. Stroud. And let's go with like a junior year comeback for C.J. Stroud. I'd love to see him do well next year, but he had that sophomore slump, and I don't think he's going to have the comeback of the year.
I agree. Well said, man. Like a true broadcaster.
I'm doing my best. I want to get on the Coward program.
Ooh.
The Colin Coward program.
I'm trying to take Bayless's job after his kerfluffle.
Who, Morgan Bayless?
Skip Bayless.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought you meant our friend Morgan Bayless.
No, Skip Bayless tried to pay for sex from the hairdresser.
I heard about it.
And he's going to get ousted.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, he gave her 1.5 in a duffel.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Well, that's why they don't call him Skip Pay Less. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to pay.
Next game, Kronk.
Next game, Kronk. Tony's not here. He's at the vet. Which I thought he was a person, but it turns out he's an animal.
He's got cat flu.
Yeah, Tony's got cat flu, and so we got a different Tony Kronk. Yep. Thanks. Yeah, there you go.
So pardon any little hiccups we may experience.
It's his first day on the job. It's his first time doing this.
And his name's Kronk. So.
Right. Yeah. Or Roseville sucks. Scream Roseville sucks.
Divisional rivals. Baltimore Ravens take on Pittsburgh Steelers for the third time this year. I believe this line has now moved up to 10, which is pretty crazy for a playoff game. I don't know. Russell and George haven't had that same chemistry. No one seems really afraid of
George.
Pittsburgh.
Doesn't have chemistry with anything right now.
That's true. Yeah.
It's really like
the devil.
Yeah, it's not been good with George. So I don't know. I will say this: Lamar Jackson historically has struggled against the Steelers. They are like a problem for him, and he did say there was some relief, kind of getting that monkey off his back by just beating the Steelers. Yeah, they just did that, and Lamar has struggled in the playoffs as well, so that's kind of like the second. I guess he had two monkeys on his back, and he's got to get this one off too. Yeah. I think everybody's picking the Ravens right now with momentum. They're playing a lot better football than the Steelers are. The Steelers have lost 4 in a row. This would make it 5 in a row, and it would definitely start to call into question whether Mike Tomlin can do anything but go 10-7. It's starting to do that. And a first round oust for Mike Tomlin is going to be a weird one, but I think that's just kind of what is written in the stars right now. Yeah,
I mean, are we underselling the Zay Flowers being out?
Oh no, I think that is a big deal.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews has looked great in the back half of the season, and Pittsburgh is vulnerable over the middle, so they say. Yeah. I don't play football.
Right.
At least I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. And you have trouble being vulnerable in general. So.
Yeah, over the middle, on the outside the hashes, on the sideline, in the locker room, on the way to the game, after the game, in the post-game press conference, really with the media, with my family, with any significant other, other teams' quarterbacks, my own quarterback, offensive line, running back, tight end, all that stuff, nickelback, halfback, fullback even, I have a hard time.
Nickelback, Creed, Shinedown,
all that I have a tough time opening up to, even when I've met him in the green room and stuff, it's really hard.
Guest list, by the way, that was cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
Shout out to the guy, Rock on the Range.
It's going to be a big Rashard Bateman game.
Rashad,
Fucker, dude.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
I've really turned into my father. I used to make fun of him for never pronouncing any athletes' names right, and now I'm just...
Well, you did it with words a lot before.
I felt like I did it for fun till it became a problem.
Yeah, there are some words that you fully just say wrong, and that's all right, and you're stuck to it. Yeah. And no matter what happens, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, they say. But yeah, it is Rashad Bateman, and everybody's talking about it now. He's got to be that number one.
Yeah, and I've seen him have some kerfluffles over the season, but I do like Andrews and Likely and Derrick Henry. I don't really see a good route to a Steelers victory here unless Pickens and Wilson just kind of rekindle some of that week 8-9 magic.
I think it's the Justin Fields packages. I think that's really all.
True.
They're saying they got to work that in. A lot of people are calling for Justin Fields to start, which is obviously not going to happen. You can't do that. You can't just start a quarterback who hasn't started since week 5 or week 6 or whatever. Yeah. And you can't do that. But at the same time, I do think they work in some packages for him, and that could make it. You don't know what you're it's all about preparing. Yeah. The Ravens have to prepare for that, and if they don't, which I don't think that they will. Because I don't think they're expecting to see it, then there could be the element of surprise. And then Lamar, he could freeze up. That has happened. They could lose their identity like they did last year in the playoffs. But I believe in the Ravens this year more. We've never seen Lamar pass this well in a season. His passer rating is 4th all time.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely fantastic. And to see him not continue that into the postseason would be heartbreaking, legitimately.
Yeah,
for me as a Lamar fan, I really want to see him just do it all the way. I want to see him spoil the Chiefs season, and I would hate to see it end here against a familiar opponent who he struggled against. Like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, and I just want to push a more dangerous team towards the Chiefs. Like, if Pittsburgh wins in like a close, sloppy Pittsburgh-like game where Chris Boswell kicks 17 field goals,
right,
I'm going to be like, fuck this.
And you know what? I will say this. If Chris Boswell kicks 17 field goals, the Steelers are going to win. That's a lot of
30,
fucking points.
40, yeah, that's like 50 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kicked 42 this year.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of field goals. He had scored the most. That's points leader in the NFL, Chris Boswell.
Absolutely.
Why isn't he an MVP
conversation? Oh,
if it's about points.
Uh-huh. It's not, though, because Brandon Aubrey would have won it last year.
Brandon Aubrey would have won it. Ravens.
Well, yeah, I'm going to pick the Ravens. I do think this could be a close one, though. This could be one of those surprise games, and I don't think it's signed, sealed, delivered.
Wow, nice. I don't think it's a 10-point game like they've moved it up to. I think that's too much.
I think it could be. I just am saying it could go the other way. Like, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to go with the Ravens, but I don't feel as good about it as maybe some of our peers in the sports media landscape feel. I don't feel as strong as they do.
Whoa!
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to be on the Rich Eisen show.
Shout out Rich Eisen!
Yeah, Overreaction Monday. I would love to be on there. I always am overreacting to stuff. In the locker room, in the green room, before the game, after the game, on the ride home with my family members. Yeah, Rock on the Range, like we talked about at that festival. Yeah. Coachella, Bonnaroo.
Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. I was overreacting there for sure.
Time, yeah.
Fiend! Oh,
yeah.
come on. It gets you there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During Yeet's set, I was overreacting.
Yeah.
Also on New Year's, 4th of July, Valentine's Day, overreact quite a bit.
Yeah.
My parents' anniversary, I always overreact.
Yeah.
Get them big gifts, and they're like, "What? You weren't even there." That sort of thing. Yeah.
But that's cool.
When Obama got elected, I overreacted.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. Negatively, but I've changed. I've changed. All right. Cool. Next game. Thanks, Crunk.
Man, are either of us gonna pick an exciting game here? You're tempted.
I'm tempted with the Broncos here.
Yeah, I mean, Pat Surtain is huge. Like, when you can put the best corner in the league, probably, out there against Josh Allen, maybe the best quarterback in the league.
You take away one side of the field.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things you can do to have a chance against Buffalo. And I don't know if that's getting enough credit here. Is obviously the Broncos defense played really well all year, but it's just that's such an X factor if Josh doesn't. Pat can maintain through those out of pocket scrambling. He stays on people, shuts off half of the field, like you said, and they don't have the killer wide receiver like they've had in the past with Stephon Diggs. They have Cooper and Kincaid and Keon Coleman and
Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, but none of those guys are that proven.
They don't have the explosive.
Explosive guy, and I think with Surtain it does give them a chance, but. I don't know. The idea of rookie Bo Nix going into Buffalo and winning is really hard for me to stomach.
Yeah, I'm going to contradict myself really quick on something that I did say, which is that I was like, okay, the defense played really well. They played really well against the Chiefs' backups.
Right.
But the 4 games before that were awful.
Yeah, they played bad.
Really bad defensively. And like you just pointed out, this is a huge element to it is it's not just a rookie quarterback. It's a rookie quarterback on the road in one of the most aggressive atmospheres that you can play in the playoffs.
Top 3 or 4.
Yeah, the Bills. I mean, there's going to be people jumping through tables. They're going to be yelling. They're going to be throwing stuff. It's not going to be easy. You're not going to be able to hear.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is going to have to do that, the silent snap count thing. He's going to have to, I saw other people talking about this. This isn't just an original thought, but I started to kind of think about it, and I'm like, a rookie quarterback going on the road to Buffalo right now.
It'd be insane. It'd be a legacy, like, making game.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
He would be a fucking legend if he went in and just knocked them off. And they'd probably fire McDermott, like, the next day.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, and then they're calling Bill Belichick and saying, are you sure you want to go to North Carolina?
You always hated us. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Wouldn't you love to beat the Patriots a bunch?
Yeah,
come
exactly.
on. And we're called the Bills. I mean, you are a Bill. You know what I mean? Already.
Bills Belichick's.
Yeah, Bills Belichick. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one, and I think there's a chance that it's a blowout.
Yeah.
I really wanted. I was tempted with this Broncos team because they do things that make it hard for Josh Allen, but at the same time, you know, even if you do shut down one side of the field, we know what Josh Allen can do on the ground, and I think he will himself to a victory in this one. Or, as I like to say, bill himself to a victory.
He does like to say that. Bonetto will be interesting to see if he can get... I've heard someone say it yesterday is Bonetto, and then I just tried it out, and now I'm fucking embarrassed.
Oh. Sorry, but yeah, it's Benito.
It'd be interesting if he could wallop Josh one or two times, but yeah, it's going to be 30 degrees with some snow showers. It's not like the most quintessential winter Buffalo game, but it is going to be a little sloppy out there and pretty cold. I don't see it. I think it'd be really fun if it was a one possession game in the fourth.
Oh,
and we got to see like Bo, even if we saw like a glimpse of him going toe to toe, I think that'd be so exciting for Denver fans and just like have something to really look forward to next year. But yeah, I kind of lean with you. I think this game's probably a bigger blowout than like Baltimore against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. They don't call him a Snow Nix, and that's for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Well said, man. You're trying to get on the...
There's a lot of B's in this. Bo Nix, Bonito,
Broncos, Bills,
Bill Belichick,
Bat Bertan,
Bosh Allen.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of B's, and it's I'm trying to get into like, you know, maybe there's something.
Amari Booper.
The script writers, maybe they love the alliteration here or something.
It's Booper in the end zone.
But yeah, no, I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills to get this win over the Broncos. Great season, Broncos. Great season, Bo Nix. Bon Baton, great season as well as the coach.
Yeah, Billy's. Next. Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah. Kind of the most, I don't know, I feel like the most shit going on in a game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on. Jalen Hurts has been out for 3.5 weeks. Jordan Love's...
just 2.5, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Jordan Love's banged up. He's got an elbow injury, was limited in practice today. Jalen Hurts also has a finger injury. There's no Christian Watson.
Christian Watson's out, yeah.
He's out for sure. This is a rematch of week 1.
But that was in Brazil.
Right, which is another country.
Totally.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is the one I feel like the weirdest about.
Yeah.
This game is strange. Philly's going to be cold and also kind of a chaotic place to play for the home team and the away team.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. It's like got to be on the back of the running backs of either team route to victory. Mm-hmm. I think the edge I give here is how good Philly's defense is.
Yeah.
They're not banged up.
And I mean, Packers defense is great too, but it's not Philly's.
Par, yeah.
It's not Philly's defense. And I think this is another one too. Like, you know, we saw last year the Eagles, they started off incredible and then had that skid and then lost first round. I could see that happening again. And if that happens, I think Nick Sirianni's gone.
Can you imagine the winningest regular season coach of all time getting fired?
Yeah.
That'd be nuts.
He's the winningest of all time? Yeah. What do you mean?
He's got the best percentage.
Percentage. I was going to say, I was like, he hasn't been around
No,
that long.
He hasn't won 1,000 games. But like percentage-wise through this point in his career, he has the best winning percentage.
That's fantastic. But and he went to a Super Bowl. But it's
crazy, but that's what Philly does.
Yeah. I want to pick all these upsets, but I really do think that the Eagles have the slight edge in this one. And I think the Packers are scrappy and they can win games like this. But like I talked about in the regular season, the Packers did not beat a single team that was better than them.
Yeah.
All year, they didn't do it.
And our only frame of reference for this matchup was like the first half of week 1 where the Packers did look good.
Yeah.
But that's like eons ago.
And then Jordan Love got hurt and he's hurt again. So like... I mean, I don't know how hurt he is. I mean, he's going to play.
Limited in practice is not good on a Wednesday.
No.
That's not a good sign when you're,
And it's a throwing elbow? Or
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Throwing elbow, and then, I don't know. Jalen Hurts and his fingy. But Saquon's good to go. I like, for some reason I see like Devontae Smith having a big game in this.
Yeah.
I see them like Saquon gets going early. They really like double up AJ, and then Devontae has like a big breakthrough playoff game.
Yeah, but I also will say this: Jalen Hurts is less important to the Eagles' success than Jordan Love is.
Correct.
They are, Josh Jacobs is fantastic, and they can definitely run the ball, but at like, you need that distribution, that ball distribution, and I don't think that
without
Malik Willis is going to be able to do that.
No.
So I think like you can have a Kenny Pickett or Tanner McKee quarter, and the Eagles can still win.
Yeah.
And I think if Malik Willis touches,
though.
I know, but if he touches the field, I'm worried about.
I would be
I mean, he lost last game. He was in,
true. Yeah.
And they lost, to the Bears,
who stink.
Yeah, but the other losses this year are the Eagles, and then twice to the Vikings and twice to the Lions. So I just don't trust the Packers to beat a team that's better than them.
Yeah, LaFleur's a great coach, so I do give them an actual chance.
But he's hurt too. He was limited in practice today.
He was limited too?
Yeah.
Was he hungover?
No, he just both knees. Something about both knees.
He clacked them together. Yeah. He was like,
yeah, he clacked them together, and he's been walking funny, they say.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. He was doing the Elvis thing in the locker room.
yeah, probably. He's hilarious. That's the thing I like about him. He's so funny.
He's a funny coach.
Yeah.
Some people are players coaches. Some people are, stats, analytics guys, and he's just funny.
He's just hilarious.
He's a hilarious coach.
That's what we love about him.
I'm going to Eagles, yeah. I'm going favorites, but, now I'm getting into my upsets.
Okay, let's go on then, Kronk.
Commanders Bucks. Okay. Sunday night. I'm glad this is the Sunday night game. I think this is going to be a fucking duel.
Oh, this is fantastic. They played week 1 as well.
Yeah.
The Bucks won that game, but the Commanders were not the team that they are now.
Yeah. I think Commanders won that game.
I don't think so.
Okay, shit.
I think that the Bucks won.
Okay, shit.
Okay,
shit.
I'm almost positive.
What I'm excited for here, and everyone should be too, is the Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans.
Oh yeah, that's
guys who have fist fought together, yeah,
and they hate each other.
Oh, absolutely hate each other. The first play might be a takedown.
Yeah,
like Mike Evans might just tackle Marshawn Lattimore, set the tone. I'm excited for this. Both teams can run the ball. Both teams have star wide receivers. Both defenses are scrappy, I'd say.
And their defenses are good at different things.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the Commanders can't stop the run,
right, and
the Bucks can't stop the pass.
Yep.
So,
which is, this is just going to be a dope matchup.
But that's awesome. The reason I like that the most is like, you got to get Bucky Irving going against the Commanders' weak run defense. Jaden Daniels is going to have to really sling the ball around. And not that he can't do that. He's shown that he can do that all season long. But the last 3 weeks have been the Jaden Daniels running around games. And that's not going to be something you can do against the Bucs defense.
Probably not. Yeah. But like off-script shit can always happen. But it would be sick to see. I want to have a rookie moment like in these playoffs. Kind of like CJ winning a game last year. Granted, it was against my Brownies, which sucked. But like it was great to see the rookie of the year win a playoff game. Like it just sets the vibes really nice going into the next season. I'm picking the Commanders here based on just ability to like score points and like their comebacks. Like they've had so many fourth quarter, like grit them out, down a bunch. I just don't see how the Bucs can create like enough adversity and like enough defensive willpower to slow Jaden down. I think they just straight up outscore him. I think this is a shootout.
I'm picking the Commanders for a different reason. The reason being that Baker Mayfield, as much as I love Baker, I think he's played great this year. He leads the league in interceptions and also in interceptable balls, whatever the stat is, where it's like balls in like dangerous throws or whatever it is.
Dangerous balls.
And the Commanders have a great pass defense. So I'm like, I could see this being like Baker throws 3 interceptions and all of a sudden, I don't think that means that they're out of it either.
Yeah.
I think that this is still going to be a close game, but I think the Commanders get the edge for that reason, is their defense is going to be able to flip the field, turn the ball over, like they're going to get a lot of takeaways, whatever, and just get opportunities that I don't think the Bucs are going to be able to create for themselves.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So that's where I'm looking right now, and I'm going to pick the Commanders too. I would love to see it go either way.
I'm happy either way.
Yeah. Next round, I'm rooting for the team that wins this game, unless they play the Lions.
Yeah, I think the Bucs' path to victory is like a Bucky Irving 150 on the ground. I think you're right. Like keeping the ball kind of out. Baker's great, and I don't mean like he's going to lose the game, but I do agree with you. Like if he has to throw it 40 times, I think he will end up giving them a couple extra possessions, and that'll be the killer.
Yeah, but this one's going to be super fun either way. And two teams that are so likable.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
That was awesome.
Monday night, baby.
All right. Crunk. Yep, there we go.
We're either going to Glendale or we're going to L.A. This is Rams versus Vikings. Obviously, a lot of shit to play for if you're the Rams here, as the city's going through so much with the wildfires.
Mm-hmm.
That plays a role. Emotions in playoffs games are like you just need every edge and everything you can get to get fired up. And the Vikings are on their, as a 14-3 team, they're as low as you could feel probably.
I don't think that's true necessarily. I mean,
having to go on the road, being
they're as low as you can be, 14-3, the 5 seed for sure, and going on the road and playing a team that you lost to earlier in the season.
Exactly.
I will say, and this is something I saw someone else point out, but it would be so crazy if the Vikings had basically a perfect season and then they lost to the Lions, and then a few days later they lost to the Rams, and then the exact same thing happens later in the season. They lose to the Lions, and then they lose to the Rams. Their season's over. That would be insane.
Yeah.
You have 4 losses in the season to the same teams in the same sequence. Crazy.
Kevin O'Connell would like sit in his basement for the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
And go insane.
Yeah. I think the Vikings, to me, they win this game handily. I really do think they're the better team. And I'm not underestimating, like you said, the Rams having something to play for. Like when you play for your city going through something, I mean, we've seen that with, New Orleans back in the day. You see it when a city is going through something.
So with Baker this year,
everybody rallies. Tampa. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not underestimating that, and I'm not underestimating Stafford in the playoffs. He's been great. He's
Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, Super Bowl champ. Sean McVay, fantastic coach. And also knows Kevin O'Connell like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I do worry about. But I just think the Vikings are too talented. You need the bounce back. And I think Sam Darnold is mentally strong and will kind of bounce back from his mistakes from last week.
Yeah, 7 years as a backup, I think will add some toughness to you. And I'm not like ready to count them off, but I am picking the Rams here as the little home dog. I just like how I like the matchup defensively. Like, Flores is all out, like 49% of blitz.
Yeah.
And we saw with a quarterback like Jared Goff, who's kind of like mini Stafford, a guy who's not that mobile, but like does so much pre-snap to kind of figure out who's blitzing. And Flores does a good job disguising it. But even that, like always creating yourself a safety blanket. You saw on the Jahmyr Gibbs catching touchdown or receiving touchdown last week. That was an audible, like, all right, get out of the backfield quick in case pressure comes here. Boom. Like Stafford's the guy who can do that. I think he ruins the day for Flores' defense, just like pre-snap. And just him and McVay are going to have enough drawn up. And I think with a healthy Puka, Cooper, Kyron Williams, I don't know. I see the Rams just kind of like out-dueling them here. And their defense will do enough to stop them unless Justin Jefferson goes for like 2 bills.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I'm picking Rams here as my other upset. But
I think the Vikings are just a little too talented to lose twice to the Rams this year.
Yeah, I think
like they learned from their mistakes not only in the game against the Lions last week, but their mistakes against the Rams the first time. And I think Kevin O'Connell's a good enough coach to figure a lot of these things out before it happens. Not that these are 2 fantastic coaches from the same tree. They're going to try to figure each other out, but I just take the Vikings with a little more talent and a little bit more to play for right now in football terms.
Right.
Like you need Sam Darnold needs this.
Yeah.
Because it's going to look, he's had a fantastic year regardless of what happens, but like really needs to prove himself in this space. This is his first playoff game ever.
Yeah, I feel like if he loses this, he goes like from $50 million guy to like $38 million guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know. I just like I think McVay eats Darnold alive. And then when it comes to like Stafford versus the coaching staff of the Vikings in terms of like game planning, I like Stafford over them.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's gonna be a close one, but I'm gonna take the Vikings to win this one.
Is that the only game we disagreed on?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
That's what it'll come down to.
All right, so those games start tomorrow, go through Monday. We will be back with some power rankings or some sort of like at least just recap of what happened on Tuesday. We've also got some really special videos coming up with a special guest who's coming to town. So you guys should be excited for that.
It's Marshawn Lynch.
It's not Marshawn Lynch. That would be awesome, though. Marshawn, if you're watching, we'd love to have you on the show. I mean,
you told me it was Marshawn Lynch.
I didn't tell you that.
Someone did.
I don't know who that was, but yeah. Let us know what you think downstairs, and I hope you're excited for playoff football like we are.
Yes.
This has been Cheap Seats as always. Go Browns in the off season, just to make some moves.
Tear another one, Deshaun.
Get Abdul Carter or something. I don't know, but yeah, this has been Cheap Seats, and go Lions and go Cavs, and we'll see you in the next one.
Roll it, Kronko.
Kronk, roll it.
Roll it, Kronk. You gotta hit the outro.
You gotta hit the outro button.
Kronk, hit the outro. It's time to roll.
Come on.
Credits.
Credits.
Yeah.